Hello students, thank you Ms. Gamboa for letting us do math in your class. First 5 examples are operations with integers, so you at this time you should be kind of fluent on doing integers. So we use the Riemann, the t-chart. The Riemann looks like this, and it helps when you divide and multiply different sign or same sign. It's to remember what sign is the product or the quotient. When you add, remember team negative, team positive, same sign you add, different sign you subtract. And then when we have a minus negative situation, that sleepy man, it turns into positive, okay? So let's go ahead and start. When there's a number outside of the parentheses, that means times. And again, no one is going to tell you. You need to remember this. So you do 5 times 3 is 15. And there's where we use the Riemann. You see how the 5 is negative. You cross out the negative. And 3 doesn't have any negative. That means it's positive. So my answer is negative. Okay. So next one, it is subtracting 9 minus negative 2. So here we have a sleepy man. It's a minus minus situation. You turn it into a big plus. 9 plus 2, you're just adding same sign. 9, 10, 11. If you are using the calculator, don't forget that the negative, so you will input first the 5. A 5 that is negative, there's a key on the calculator that looks like this. Okay, right now if you're using the calculator on the computer, just don't forget that the 5 is negative. Then next one, you need to be aware that there's more than one operation. Every time you have more than one operation, you need to follow GEMDAS. And you notice that we have a multiplication and addition. So multiplication comes first, you multiply first. 3 times 2 is 6, and it's negative. And then you add negative 4. This is a best practice. Rewrite it at every step. So we can use the t-chart. 6 is team negative, 4 is team negative. Same sign, just add and keep the sign. Ms. Gamboa, you can pause the video and let them continue. Then you can press play again. Okay, if you're coming back from the video, like you're working now, you're going back to the video, you add, same sign, we use the t-chart. 6 is team negative, 15 is team negative, so I just add and keep the sign. So 11, 21, if you got this right, just put a check mark. Then we have a division. We switch the cap. Now we're using the Riemann, no the t-chart. You are dividing. A negative divided by a negative, my answer will be positive. 25 divided by 5 is 5. Okay, 25 divided by 5 is 5. 25. Okay, next one, it's the fresh Dr. Pepper kind of problem. Fresh fraction, Dr. decimal, pepper percent. Fractions to decimal to percent. First, we have like the word problem. It's something out of something. That is your fraction, okay? Then when you divide, we said the cowboy and the horse. Cowboy goes inside, horse goes outside. And then you proceed to divide. Obviously, this is not even 1, okay? So we can, if you're using the calculator, just divide 1 divided by 8 from the top going down. You don't have to decide which one goes inside. You don't have to overthink it. It's straightforward. The top divided by the bottom. You don't get to pick. It's the way it is. Top divided by the bottom. Obviously, this is not even 1. So the easiest thing that is always divided into 8 slices is the pizza. So you only have one slice. This is not going to be more than one pizza. Then we start. Again, you don't remember your multiplications and Santiago is not around to sing the song. Just go ahead and do your TV table. You can also put a domino so you can remember. Multiplication is repeating addition. 8 times 0 is 0, 8 times 1 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16, 8 times 3 is 24, 32, 8 times 4 is 32, 8 times 5 is 40, and I think that's enough. And if we need more, then we continue over here. So the 8 into the 1 goes 0 times, multiply, write it under subtract. Here I notice some students stay like just staring at the division because they say, because ma'am, the 8 cannot go into the 1. But obviously no, it cannot go into the 1. Like why are you staring at the screen? Just put a 0. 8 times 0 is 0 and then you subtract. Then you can add as many zeros as you need. I like to do it one at a time. The 8 into the 10, only one time. 1 on top, 8 on the bottom, subtract. 10 minus 8 is 2. Add a 0, bring down the 0. 8 into the 20 is 2 times. Keep your work organized. You borrow 10 minus 6 is 4, 1 minus 1 is 0. Add a 0, bring down the 0. The 8 into the 40 goes 5 times, and we're done. So the fraction as division is 1 divided by 8. Okay, 1 divided by 8, like that. The horse stay outside of the house. The decimal, we already have it. And decimal 2%, the ones that are using the calculator, just multiply times 100. You don't even need to erase this from your screen, from the calculator screen. Leave it like that, just multiply times 100. If I'm not using the calculator, slide the decimal 2 places to the right. 1, 2, right there. And then you put the percentage sign. Sophia will say the thingy-majingy. So yes. From decimal to percent, just slide the decimal 2 places to the right. Okay, you're going to do the next one on your own, okay? You already have the TV table over here. You're going to do, the fraction is 3 out of 8. The fraction as division, 3 divided by 8 or 3 divided by 8. You proceed to divide. Cowboy inside, horse outside. Obviously, it's going to start with a 0. It's not even 1 again. You have a pizza. You have 3 slices only. This is not even 1. So expect your answer to start with a 0. You don't have to do the pizzas, but it's for you to understand. Okay, next one. When you have one-step equations. One-step equations, just remember, opposite of times. When you have a number next to the letter is times, opposite is divide, opposite of divide is multiply, opposite of add is subtract, opposite of subtract is add. So when you have only one step equation, you put a line on the equal, then you start where you see the letter. Here we have 5 times y, so opposite of multiply is divide. You divide on the other side. Be careful. Because you have a negative and a positive, you need to use the Dorito man. Negative times a positive, my answer is negative. So x is equal to -8. Next one, again, opposite of adding, subtract, subtract. This is just different sign, you subtract. 17 minus 7 is 10. X is equal to 10. Next one, opposite of subtracting is adding. And you add on the other side, same sign, just add and keep the sign, is 21. Next one, again, put a line, opposite of dividing is multiplying. You multiply times -2, again, be careful, Dorito man. 8 times 2 is 16. A positive times a negative is negative. Now here we have one inequality, you solve it the same way you solve the equations. Only when you multiply or divide by a negative number, you need to flip the inequality to the other side. So here, opposite of dividing is multiplying. So we have that case right now. So b is less or equal to, then we multiply these two. 9 times 3 is 27. Again, Dorito Man. 9 is positive, but the 3 is negative. So my answer is B is less or equal to negative 27. I think I put this negative 3 super close to the B. Negative 3. Okay. So this is your answer. B is less or equal to negative 27 just because we multiply times a negative number. Next one is just proportion. Just to remember how to solve this proportion, you have two choices: multiplication butterfly, cross multiplication, cross products. 27 times 2, 14, carry 1, 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5, 54. So one number times 3 can give you 54. Oh, go ahead and divide. 54 divided by 3, that is 1, subtract 2, 4, then is 8 times 3 is 24, and we're done. X is equal to 18. You can multiply again, so make sure that you got it right. If I multiply 18 times 3, 24, carry 2, and yes, we get the same thing. Okay, and the last two, please, the ones that are using the calculator, don't be calling out answers, okay? The first number goes inside, divided, so this is 56.4 divided by 2.4. The way it is from left to right is the way you're dividing. When you have a decimal outside, you slide it once and you slide it once inside, and then you just slide it up. So yeah, you can forget about this decimal right there. Then again, we start dividing the 24 into the 5, one digit at a time. 24 into the 5 goes 0 times. You multiply, write it under, subtract, bring down the 6. I can do my TV table. Now we're using the 24. So 24 times 0 is 0, 24 times 1 is 24, 24 times 2 is 48, 24 times 3, I add this to 8 and 4 is 12, carry 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's going to be 2 times 48. Then I proceed to subtract. I need to borrow. 16 minus 8 is 8. 4 minus 4 is 0. Bring down the 4. Okay. So I continue with my TV table because I stop on 72. So 24 times 4. I can add 24 more. That is 6. 96. So we need to stop on the 72. Subtract, that is 2, 1. I can add a 0, bring down the 0. I stop at 4. Going to add one more. 24, that is 10, carry 1, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's exactly 5. I take my time to do it right. On the test, you're going to have graph paper. So you just go ahead and write one number per square. And the next one is multiplication. So again, Miss Gamboa, you can stop the video right now and let them work, and then you can continue playing so we can see the final answer and you can check your answers. So we said the dinosaur multiplication. Again, if I don't know my multiplication for number 7 or for number 2, I will do my TV table. I can also use my domino. That's for number 7. Number 7 times 0, 0 times 1, times 2, 14, 7 times 3 is 21, 7 times 4 is 28, 7 times 5 is 35. I'm going to stop right there because I just need the 4 and the 5. And then we proceed. 7 times 4 is 28, 8 and you carry 2, top and bottom, otra vez, again, the bottom, the top. Now the next one, 7 times 5 is 35, plus 2 is 37, 7 times 1 is 7, and 3 is 10. Okay, now we need to put a fancy 0 or leave an empty space, but I put a fancy 0, 1 to keep the place, it's a placeholder. 2, I put it a little bit fancier to remember that this is the one that I'm adding. It's not the one that is coming from the multiplication when you multiply and you have a 0. Now we proceed to multiply everything times 2. 4 times 2 is 8, 5 times 2 is 10, carry 1, 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. 8, 15, carry 1, 1, and 4. Don't forget the scoops. 1 scoop, 1 decimal, count the numbers to the right side. 1 decimal, and we got our answer. So hopefully you got the same answer as me. The ones that are using the calculator now, you can check that the other students are doing this correctly. And then we proceed. The last one we put, it is a bonus because you may see questions like this, but you can remember this from elementary. It's just finding the pattern. Write equivalent ratios. So you can multiply both numbers, the 3 and the 4. So this is 3 to 4, ratio 3 to 4. We can talk about any kind of things. You can say marbles to, I don't know, Cocoa Pops or whatever you want to compare. But bottom line, you can create equivalent ratios just the same way you create equivalent fractions, by multiplying both numerator and denominator times the same number. 3 times 2 is 6, 4 times 2 is 8, times 3, 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 3 is 12. We can use times 4, 4 times 3 is 12, and 4 times 4 is 16. And that's it. Thank you. Continue working. You got this.